What's up, everybody? This is Children of the Chew, inaugural first episode / pilot. This is the podcast where we're going to be talking about gum. We're going to be chewing gum. We're going to be reviewing gum. I'll just start out by introducing myself. I'm Sean. I love gum, and I'm just excited to get right into this.
Hi, my name is Nick. I'll be a gum specialist, as you might say.
I'm Brad, and I like gum. Yeah.
I'm Sebi, and I love gum.
I'm Zach. You could say I chew gum sometimes.
So what do we got today, Zach?
All right, yeah. So I got in my hand. We'll get the. This is
Let's start off with the packaging.
brand new, unopened Trident Dragon Fruit. How do you say that?
Lychee.
Does anyone know what a lychee is?
Yes, I have experience in this. Quick context here. When I lived in Honduras, since I'm so cultured, audience, we would drive on the highways in Honduras, and they would sell lychees on the side of the street. And they're these fruits which are really spiky on the outside, and you kind of have to carve into them, and they're really spongy and soft on the inside and really sweet, but also bitter. So if you ever see a bag of lychees on the side of the street in wherever the fuck you live, I highly recommend getting them. I'm not sure how they're going to taste in a gum, but I'm definitely here for the experience.
I just want to point out that this is a new flavor from Trident as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open this.
And also,
It sounds like a little tab.
to the nation out there, if you guys have any experience with lychee, go ahead and just tell us about it in the comments. We're always open to hear what you guys have to say.
All right, so we have a classic double fold. I'm gonna go ahead and distribute a piece.
Oh, thank you very much, sir.
Everyone's gonna get a piece, and we're gonna
Thank
pop
you,
them all
Zach.
in the mouth at the same time.
All right, 3, 2.
Well, let's talk about the wrapping
Oh,
first.
well, we can talk about. Do you want to talk about it after or before?
Yeah, well,
So it's a rectangle. That's my first. I really like shapes, by the way.
I'm pretty sure
audience.
mine... did you tear mine? Because mine is already torn.
I did
Someone-
not.
Oh,
Take
it could be poor packaging.
it's got a
shame on
nice
Trident.
powdered coating. Powder's actually getting on my fingers a little bit. That's not what you want, but
I kind of want to snort the flour on this gum, but I don't think that's the
Flour?
purpose. It's not flour? Oh, it's definitely powdered sugar. Sorry, audience. I'm used
no,
to also
this
baking.
is sugar-free gum. I think we should say.
Does
It
it say
is.
sugar free?
Yep, 14 sticks
Wow.
sugar-free gum with xylitol, artificially flavored.
Oh, so this is the fake sugar.
So it's healthy.
Yeah.
So without further ado,
we-
let's just go for
Pop
it.
those bad boys in.
In the mouth.
Should we cheers?
Yep.
Cheers it up.
boys.
Cling.
Right off the bat, this flavor is reminding me of like grape flavored cough syrup. I actually feel like I'm being taken back to my childhood.
Oh, Ratatouille.
Honestly, doesn't taste super fruity. Tastes a little bit artificial to me.
Tastes like the berry hookah, I think.
Exactly.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah.
That's the good ones.
I mean, texture, as you come to expect from Trident, right off the bat, pretty firm. Nice sort of abrasive element that you get. Might be from the powdered coating on the outside. We know that they go pretty heavy with that.
If I can add something right here, I think the smell of the gum actually really contributes to the initial flavor you get. I think the gum has a strong smell to it.
I agree. If you take the pack as a whole, and you have the classic Trident double flap opening here, so you have a row of what is this 7 sticks on top and then 7 on bottom.
But they have changed their packaging and their stick setup as a whole in the past couple of years. You know, Trident used to be, you had these small sticks that were all packed in like sardines. In the past year or so, they've increased the size of each stick, and I think they've really kind of tried to revamp themselves as a brand there, and you gotta respect that, whether you like it or not.
It's also wonderful that they have it's sort of perforated along the middle. So if you want to only say chew 7 at a time, you can separate them, and then you have a to-go pouch that you can just keep in the office or you know, in your car.
And speaking of chewing multiple pieces at a time, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in a second.
Oh, he's going for it.
As I do,
Madman.
I'm the type of guy that likes to have my mouth filled, and I mean that in completely gum-related way.
He likes gum in his mouth.
I like to get a nice horseshoe
He
that
doesn't
goes
want-
from one end of my gums all the way to the other. That's not something that's really easy to get with Trident, because even though they have increased the size of their sticks, they still are pretty small, and when you start chewing, you do get a lot of shrinkage. So without further ado, I'm going to throw in another stick and see how that affects the texture.
I'm gonna jump in here and say that I've tried a lot of different Trident flavors, and most of them just taste like artificial fruit to me, to be honest. And this one, it does taste like artificial fruit, but there's a certain like tang to it. I can't really describe it too well. That just seems like it distances itself from other Trident flavors to me. I'm gonna carry off of what Nick said, and if you really just breathe in the scent that's in your mouth, it can kind of carry into your nostrils and out through them, and I really like that. It kind of gives me a nice aroma flowing through my whole holes, if I may say so myself.
Do you like when things flow through your holes?
Flow through 'em? I just like when they get inserted in them.
Okay.
So Brad, 5 minutes in, how you feeling, man?
There's like a certain sour tinge to it that I think often it gets neglected with gum flavors. You know, I really respect the ambition to add like just enough sourness to keep it interesting. Because a lot of gum, like you eat it, and it's just straight sweetness.
Especially with these Trident fruits,
Yeah,
I might
exactly.
add.
So kudos to Trident for being thinking outside the box a little more here.
Would you say it's evolved since the initial sort of first chew?
It's losing the sourness pretty fast, and maybe that's why like there's less sourness in most gum flavors. So as that starts to fade away, I think I'm gonna enjoy this less and less. But as of right now, it's still there. It's still kicking, and yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're 7 minutes into the stick, and
Mm.
I think we're all agreeing that there's still a good amount of flavor.
Decent amount of flavor, yeah.
Trident does a pretty good job of retaining the flavor.
Yeah.
The flavor's there.
It's not like juicy fruit.
Honestly, I don't think it's the best Trident fruit there is. So,
No.
and Trident has really been getting out there with their fruits, like the past couple
as we
years,
can
like
see
I
with
talked about
this,
with
yeah.
the rebranding. This isn't my favorite, but I gotta hand it to them.
What
This
is your
ambitious. I like the watermelon. Watermelon splash
Watermelon,
is
yeah.
my
Classic.
go-to.
I
for-
think
You
we'll-
can pick up the watermelon, listeners. Be sure to look out for
I
that.
think we'll have to give that a
CBS.
rate.
Watermelon
Comment and
fans,
subscribe.
I'm your guy. I'm with you. Watermelon splash is the move.
Okay, now I've been chewing this gum for a while now, and what I would like to say is I've been trying to blow bubbles with this gum, but as
Do
you
it.
casual gum chewers know, the Trident gum pieces are not, they don't have enough mass
Yeah,
to
they're
really
not
blow
built for it.
bubbles.
They're not built for it.
So in this episode, actually, I was going to hand it
He's
off to
going in
Sean
for
to
round
see how
two.
he could tell you about blowing bubbles, but I'm going to pop in another piece here since I am the bubble blowing expert.
Let it be
Yes.
known that I have 2 sticks in and I cannot blow a bubble at all.
Let it be known that I don't taste the lychee in this whatsoever.
Second stick incoming.
Our cultured friend over here who has actually had a lychee.
Yeah. Remember, guys, I'm the cultured one, if I may say that yet again.
Can I throw a question out here to our fellow podcasters here? Have any of you guys actually had a dragon fruit before?
I don't know
I
what
don't know
that
what
is.
that is.
Yeah,
Are
because
those fruits that dragons eat?
I can't say that I could compare this to the real life fruit because I don't know what it actually is.
Nothing that is
supposed
in
to
my
taste
mouth
like.
right now reminds me of a dragon, and that's kind of a letdown, to be honest.
Nick, have you warmed up that second piece?
No, it's still a little hard. I'm chewing on it, getting it softer so I can blow bubbles with it.
Well,
Give me about another minute.
let me just go ahead.
Nutrition facts you can
Yeah,
list out
we're
for us
gonna
here?
look at the nutrition facts here. We're looking at 1.9 grams. This is a listed weight.
Oh shit! I'll get the milligram scale.
Yeah, Brad's gonna go and get the milligram
No
scale. So
cursing, please.
we're gonna get you an actual weight. But the listed weight 1.9, and there's less than 5 calories per serving. Now, is this, you think that's just to get, say your average dieter to pick up a stick and not feel guilty, or is it just the size?
Well, there's like focus groups that go into serving sizes here. So basically what Trident would do, or any other major gum company, they would give different sizes of gum and be like, which one gets your taste buds the most? Which one do you enjoy the most? Which one do you think you would eat on a daily basis? And out of those responses to those focus groups and other sorts of surveys, Trident would then say, this weight, this type of size, and this geometry. Sorry, viewers or listeners, I have trouble with words sometimes. Well, basically, that's what they would do. They would create the perfect size and mass out of that.
And Trident has always for your teeth on a lot of their wrappers. The original flavor was meant to be used in dental applications.
Wow.
Obviously, even though this is like a very colorful fruit packaging, sweet fruit flavor, I still think this is supposed to be an adult-oriented gum.
Yeah.
What's the advertised weight?
It says advertised weight is a 1.9 grams.
Ooh, it's 1.9 with the wrapper.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're losing about a tenth of a gram.
False advertising
So,
here.
so it's, what is it, 1.1?
It's 1.85.
Without the wrapper.
Here at Children of the Chew,
They
we
round
value our gum based on the weight of
Yeah.
the gum, not the weight of the wrapper.
When
We don't eat the wrapper.
You don't chew the
When I
wrapper.
buy
Well, actually-
1.9
But I'm not a
grams
rapper.
of gum, I expect 1.9 grams of gum.
So we're gonna have to knock off just a little bit there. But Nick, how's the second piece? Is it warming?
It is warm, but as is tradition with Trident gum, I just can't get the bubbles going. You can get very, very small bubbles going, but not the ones that explode all over your face.
I'm gonna.
You know, 1.9 grams isn't even enough to start with. I need to double stick that still.
I'm gonna offer my final thoughts on this since I definitely have reached the apex of the flavor of the gum here. After about, what is this, like 10 minutes or so?
It's 11 and a half.
11 and a half minutes. I gotta say, the flavor's kind of fallen off the cliff for me. I can definitely feel the flavor.
It keeps getting sweeter.
It does, Brad. It does. It feels like it keeps getting sweeter. And I don't know if that's what I want out of my gum. It just kind
it's
of
getting
feels
a little stale, you know?
Honestly,
Yeah.
you're right.
It just feels like I'm chewing to chew at this point, to be honest. So, initially, I thought the flavor was pretty damn good for like a regular stick of gum and kind of different. But now I just think it's kind of like your average juicy fruit. That might be a hot take to you, gentlemen.
Oh,
but-
juicy fruit.
I feel the fruit has a lot to handle.
I mean juicy fruit at the end, where you're just like, I'm chewing this to chew.
Juicy fruit does
Because it's
not
in
have
my
a great
mouth.
longevity.
Yeah.
And just think, as college students, we need the gum to last a full hour and a half or hour and 5
Completely agree
minutes
there.
of class.
Completely agree.
We're supposed to
this-
get up in the middle of class, throw out our gum, and grab a new piece. Like that's
Yeah,
that's not
too
realistic.
much
We
work.
just don't want to do that. And
Or
if I
keep a
can
jar.
touch on the texture again,
Yeah.
I know I talked about it a little at the beginning, but this sort of granularity that we have, this sort of light abrasive that you can feel, is still there, and I don't know if I like that.
Now, is that related to their teeth, sort of cleaning, or is
Um,
that? What do you think?
That might be a part of that. I can't really speak to what exactly in Trident makes it good for your teeth, air quotes, as they say.
Well, at the end of the day, I don't chew gum to clean my teeth. That's what my toothbrush is for. So I don't really
Great
care about
point
that part.
there.
You know, that's
It
just
couldn't
something
hurt,
on the
though.
side.
Yeah.
It couldn't hurt, but it's really not what I'm looking for in gum.
But I will say that it does still have a nice firmness if we're talking about the texture as a whole.
Right.
It's not too pillowy, which you don't really want from a Trident, in my opinion, because you're not going to be blowing bubbles with it anyway.
I just put in a second stick, and the difference in flavor between the two is pretty stark.
Interesting.
My mouth is filled with like sour dragon fruit and lychee flavor right now.
Now, I'd like to just make one quick remark about the sweetener used here. So on the front, it says 14 sticks, and then right next to it says sugar-free gum with xylitol. Now, xylitol is an artificial sweetener that they're claiming
instrument.
claiming replace the sugar, but when you read the ingredients, you're actually going to notice that it contains less than 2% of these ingredients, and one of them is aspartame. Aspartame is a famous artificial sweetener used in a lot of yogurts, actually, but before it got phased out. And we're actually sort of at a point in society where aspartame really is no longer relevant.
Yeah,
You know,
XX.
What's up with that, Trident?
and you know what? This isn't just trying. I want to put this out. This is the pressure on all major gum brands. Why do you still use aspartame?
Well, can you
Public.
maybe inform the viewers who might not know as to how harmful aspartame can be and why it shouldn't be used?
Actually, aspartame has been linked to a great many of very various health concerns, including cancer. Aspartame has shown links to increased various forms of cancer, especially when consumed over long periods of time, and especially when consumed as an adolescent.
Well, I think I speak for all of us when a little bit of cancer is not going to get in the way of my gum chewing.
That is also true. You know, as Nick said that he doesn't chew gum to clean his teeth. That's what his toothbrush is for. Well, I don't chew gum to cure cancer. That's what my chemo is for. So
That's good.
You know,
I'm not gonna knock. I can't knock it for that, I guess.
That's what my wife's was for.
So I think we're nearing the 15-minute mark,
Hmm.
and I think 15 minutes in is really when you can gauge where a stick is going to take you. So do we want to just sort of give our 15-minute remark?
This is our final.
I think our 15-minute sort of like this we're going to chew this for the foreseeable short amount of time, but at 15 minutes you kind of know where it's going to head.
I
Sean?
don't think this is a sustainable flavor. It might just be my preference, but if I'm sitting at my desk in a classroom doing whatever for hour and a half plus, it's just gonna get tiresome. I applaud Trident for trying this dragonberry lychee exotic flavor, but I think they've just gone a little bit overboard with it, and it just doesn't feel like something I can comfortably have in my mouth, especially if you compare the flavor at 1 minute to the flavor at 15 minutes, how it's progressed. I just don't feel like it's on a good course towards long-term chewing.
And I could add to that, so I put in the second piece about halfway through, and even that piece is kind of going stale right now. So I can only imagine how one piece would be after 15 minutes.
Yeah. With a title like Dragon Fruit and Lychee, I think the clickbait of a title like that on the gum was kind of the selling point that they were trying to go for in this gum.
Clickbait.
And I think along their journey to perfect the Dragon Fruit Lychee flavor, they put too much focus on the fact that that was the selling point of the gum and lost sight of the flavor in the first place.
If I may join in here, it seems like the whole dragonberry lychee thing is to put a sort of twist on it that will appeal to maybe the whole millennial aspect that a lot of current advertising is slightly gearing towards. But it seems like they took a lot of half measures. Like Zach was talking about the aspartame. Is that how you pronounce it? It seems like they didn't go the full Monty, if you know what I'm saying. And it seems like they just put that big old dragonberry lychee logo just to be like, yeah, this is some new shit. You guys got to try this.
Yeah.
Conquering the gum lobbyists, though, to get rid of aspartame.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah. It
gum
seems like
control
an
is
Easier said than done,
Easier said than gum.
The gum lobby is scary.
Yeah.
To put it lightly.
Ruthless, really.
I think we've all pretty much said what needs to be said about this gum. I think our final thing should just be give a number. I think everyone just give a number out of 10 maybe, in overall, just in your overall experience, and then we'll let the viewers decide.
I'm gonna give this a 4. Trident. I applaud what you're doing in general, but this, in my mind, is a bit of a misstep.
So not to be a copycat here, but I was also thinking a 4 for this. I think the flavor itself is good. It's interesting. I don't mind the flavor, but in terms of longevity and bubble blowing, it's just not there.
I want to be the cynical one, so I'm giving it a 3 just because they gave it a 4.
I appreciate that Trident, or at least it seems like they tried to go a step in a new direction, but it just really seemed like they really didn't go for it. So I'm gonna also give it a 4 here.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hit him with a 4.5, just because that initial chew was so good.
Always the optimist.
Yeah, you want to be the Paula Abdul of this gum podcast. I want to be the Simon Cowell.
Well, I just think that when you pop the stick in, you just get the flavor, and it's great.
Randy Jackson from American Idol.
Randy Jackson.
Randy, Step Brothers.
Of course.
But all right, so from all the boys here at Children of the Chew,
Keep chewing.
yeah, keep chewing.